Brodies, we are approaching FC 26, and indeed I've got the best Prem squad builders. Obviously we'll do inclusive, like, you know, league formats. So if you want that, definitely hit that like, subscribe, boys. We do have Premier League, because I feel like everybody uses Prem teams, you know, in the start. And I feel like in general, you know, everybody's like, oh no, I'm gonna use La Liga, Serie A. Nah, bro, come on, you pack that one guy in Prem, GG's, you're gonna use the Prem team. But nonetheless, I will try do La Liga, Serie A. Let's get into it though. Man, come on, you already know MMOEXP, the best coin website to get your FC 26 coins. Get a huge jump start to your teams. I'm talking Mbappe's, I'm talking some of the best cards in the game, man. META, that's code META for the best, cheapest coins. Check first link in description. Also 8% off. God damn. We've got two formats of Premier League teams. Now I'm going to try and include two teams. Don't want to do too much because obviously it is the start of the game and we don't know what the price tags of these cards are. Yes, the database is out on FUDBin, but we don't have the price tags because the game ain't out yet. So we are gonna obviously do a little rough estimation, you could say, of what these cards can hold, because I've played this game a lot of times. I can at least, you know, estimate how much these cards would be, and I can definitely find like the meta cheap cards. So definitely tell me in the comments if you agree. We will start off with a backline with Vicario. I always add him as a goalkeeper. Very good, very not versatile, he can only play one position. I was gonna say versatile, yeah, nah. That's like a placement word. I definitely think Vicario as a just reliable is what I'm looking for. A goalkeeper would be ideal, you know, playing obviously from Tottenham right there, 83, diving, looking nice with the reflexes as well. You want a goalkeeper that's tall, you know, in general. Now we don't know what's the meta of the game, of course, but I feel like pace is always a huge contributing factor to meta, irrespective of what that meta is in that FC or FIFA. But yeah, I definitely think something along the lines of pacey center backs will do. So I'm looking at like a very cheap, very attainable, I feel. Especially shout out to Husanov, bro. This man, I'm watching the United derby and this man is cooking. I can't lie, he's very aggressive. Yeah, I remember that first game he played for City. Yeah, that was not great, but he has definitely improved. What I like about him as well, he's got increased reactions. When it comes to a center back, look out for reactions, bro. That's a huge indicator of how good and like quick and nippy a center back is in terms of the IQ in game. So kind of like the positioning and stuff, you know. So yeah, 90 sprint speed as well, which is perfect for catching up. I think this card might be a little bit pricey, I will not lie to you, but nothing crazy because he is 77 rated, so he's attainable / packable. We got the main man Bassi, which I definitely think is more of that card that is just a big brolic center back, you know, someone that can play that Van Dijk role. Very tall. He's going to be a little bit pricey, I cannot lie as well. So yeah, when it comes to price though, I feel like it's all attainable. You know, 78 rated. He's not going to be anything above 10k, I could say, you know. So yeah, very nice in terms of pace split as well. And when it comes to center backs, I feel like even for now, you don't really need to look at like the play styles and stuff. Just use the actual, I feel like, meta natural elements. So when it comes to like pace for center back and like physicality, use that, you know, because we don't know what's the meta in terms of play styles yet, but we can obviously have a rough estimation, because obviously we've played FC 25. We know that specific play styles will do. So it does obviously depend. You know, we got Aina right there. Man, shout out to him. He's got insane pace. Definitely pace, man. Pace is what you need in this game. When it comes to any game, you know, any start of FC, because essentially these fullbacks are going to catch up to the wingers, because everyone's going to play fast wingers, let's be honest. By the way, shout out to what do you think will be the best formation in this game starting? I feel like 4-4-2 is always a very natural, like, adaptable formation to start off with any FC or FIFA. So 4-4-2, I like the 4-3-3-4, very attacking. You can kind of see how the attacking AI is and like overall like physics of the game when you go like attacking formation. But I feel like 4-4-2 is always the balanced one, you know. Left back Aid Nori, a little bit not too quick in terms of pace, but not completely terrible though. 84 dribbling as well. He is looking like a Cancelo type of vibe, you know. But yeah, let's jump over to the midfielders / wingers / you know, you could call it midfielders as well. Garnacho. This man can play CM, by the way. What are we doing? Man like Garnacho obviously moving to Chelsea right there. He might be a little bit pricey as well. But yeah, quick step base, finesse shot base. Obviously, no one has the plus. There's a couple of cards though, so you have to look out for that, because that can actually increase the card's price. But 4-star weak foot is always nice. When it comes to wingers, you kind of just want pace and dribbling. I feel like that's the main elements. Kudus, shout out to Kudus, man. He had a couple of good cards back in his heyday. I say heyday, no, he's literally in his prime, I'd say. He's playing really well. I definitely think from a virtual scene, 89 pace, 76 shooting, 86 dribbling, bro. This guy might be one of the more expensive ones out of the team. In terms of the actual price, we'll obviously unblur the strikers now, but I do think this team will be probably just under 75k, bro, in my opinion. We got Jones and Baleba. By the way, this is an estimation, as I said. Now, when it comes to CMs, right, we got a man like Baleba that's a little bit taller, more like brolic, and he can do everything. He might be a little bit pricey because everyone's looking at him. He's aerial fortress. He's got technical as well from a CDM perspective, so he can transition nicely. Very nice card because he does everything. And then we obviously got Jones. Now, this is my thinking, right? Someone that can drive with the ball is perfect. Someone like Jones that has the increased dribbling, decent passing, and he can actually do everything. Kind of like Gravenberch. I don't know if you boys remember in the start of the game, people were using like Grav, those type of cards. So shout out to Jones. He's going to be nice for like transitional aspects. And then the very last, obviously, attribute is going to be, or positions, is strikers. When it comes to strikers, just pace. Let's be honest right there. I like the taller, more lankier strikers that have the pace because you can like pace boost, but we don't know what the meta is of the pace boost. There's always a pace boost though, always notice in FC. So we're going to see. It might be the smaller players this time, who knows. But I definitely think pace is always a huge attribute, man. Always get pace for the strikers because they're going to beat the fullbacks slash center backs. If you have a tall, lanky, slow striker, it's not going to work. Let's be honest, no matter what the meta is. Someone like Pedro Neto is very versatile, very nice because he's got the pace, amazing agility and balance. Bad finishing, yes, but he's going to get you there. You know what I mean? Like, that's why you can have two strikers. One that drives with the ball, one that actually has the shooting. You know, like Tell, for instance. I was looking at underrated strikers, right? Look at the state of this card, bro. 69 reactions is horrid, cannot lie. That's just the game, the name of the game. But in terms of a striker, he's looking very nice, man. Obviously moving from Bayern, it was, right, to Tottenham. I feel like Tottenham's got a lot of players, bro. Shout out to them, though. But yeah, that's going to be the team, though. 442. Tell me your predictions or price estimation slash predictions of this team. I think nothing more than 75k. I don't think, you know, because they're low rated. They can be packable, you know, and they're very nice in terms of meta. So yeah, let's jump over to the second half of the team. This is going to be more of the expensive team. Now I wanted to include two because the guys with coins, you also want like a prem team, but it's also not doing too much. And it's going to be this team. I won't actually blur it or anything. Yeah, this team is looking nice. When it comes to just overall meta, you got very pacey fullbacks. You got pacey center backs. If I were to give an estimation of this team, I'd say something between 100 to 150k. Most expensive card, probably going to be Murillo. Everybody's looking at him. He's kind of like the new Gomez, if you know, you know, from Liverpool, man. Shout out to that guy. We got Lacroix as well. Remember this guy in Bundesliga, boys. 88 pace, 80 defense, 80 reactions. He's going to be very pricey as well. Yeah. When it comes to an actual team, right, irrespective of what that meta is in FC26, this team's going to cook. Let's be honest. Pacey wingers as well. Doku with the Rapid Plus, you know. Pedro Neto, very good on the wing as well. And then Sherky. Now, I feel like a lot of people's going to look at this guy and be like, you know what, they're actually going to say he's good. I mean, 5-star, we all know he's always good at that. The amazing dribbling, you know, you can have a dribbling in your team. It's got a little bit of a mixture for both, you know. Very nice in solidity. When it comes to like physical presence as well, you got Joelinton. You got, you know, Mateus Nunes that can drive with the ball with the 85 pace, and he's kind of like an underrated card. Not a lot of people are looking at him, but obviously everything above 70, which, hey, people might actually look at him. Yeah. And then the very last thing is going to be a striker, Chiesa. Now, I don't know about you boys. If you know, there's going to be so much guys, especially the meta rats, man, including myself, fair enough. He's going to use this man, Chiesa. He's going to be kind of pricey. I think on the lines of like, I'm talking maybe 25 to 50k, if I'm giving like a rough estimation, because he's got finesse shot base, which apparently finesse shots are actually nerfed. Yeah. But I don't think in the box though. Hey, 4-star, he's got everything to do some spicy stuff. Tell me though, what's your favorite team right there? That's obviously the cheaper one. This is more of the expensive one, but nothing more than 150k, man, in my opinion, for this team. And that's a solid team, especially if you like going into the divisions. You got everything that like attributes to doing well. Do you know what I mean? I don't think anybody lacks in this team right there. So yeah, tell me in the comments what's your favorite league to start off with, favorite players, starter teams. let me know in the comments. I will do I build your teams as well when the game comes out. Check out MMOXP when the game starts. Catch you boys in the next one, man. Peace.